This is the world's most powerful operational rocket, and SpaceX builds it in just 7 days. The rocket is the Falcon 9, which set the record of 111 consecutive successful launch missions earlier this year. Building on that legacy, Elon Musk has now announced that SpaceX will launch one Falcon 9 every week in 2022. Despite being a relatively new entrant into the rocket game, Elon Musk has reinvented space exploration and has everyone asking the same question. How does SpaceX build its rockets so fast? There isn't a single answer to that question. From Elon Musk's irresistible genius to exceptional engineering, a wide range of factors play their part in making SpaceX the frontrunner in the rocket world. Being the sharp businessman that he is, Elon Musk was able to optimize a key issue in the manufacturing process of space rockets: the cost.
It's like, imagine there was a pallet of cash that was plummeting through the atmosphere and it was going to burn up and smash into tiny pieces. Would you try to save it?
Right.
Probably yes.
For Elon Musk, greater affordability translates into greater production, so the first major step he took was to focus on in-house engine production. The power behind the Falcon 9, the Merlin engine, was developed in SpaceX's Hawthorne facility and went through a 28-test qualification program before being used for the Falcon 9 launches. The next big innovation was the use of 3D printed metal parts in the Merlin rocket engine. No one else in the industry had used 3D printing in a production rocket engine before. 3D printing helped SpaceX get rid of the rigid manufacturing techniques, making it much easier to alter designs while also saving millions in costs. These optimizations have also helped SpaceX reduce the time it takes to prototype ideas and to get the rockets ready for launch missions. The biggest innovation Elon Musk has brought to his rockets is making them reusable. Musk has called this the holy grail of rocketry and a fundamental breakthrough that will change the industry forever. SpaceX introduced the innovation with the launch of the Falcon 9 and sent one of its rockets into orbit for the 13th time earlier this month. A reused rocket costs at least 50% less than building a new one, so you can imagine how much money can be saved on dozens of flights with a single rocket. By refueling rockets like commercial airplanes, SpaceX has dropped the enormous cost to a fraction of it was, while the relaunch times are improving continuously. What's even more impressive is the fact that Elon Musk is just getting started. SpaceX currently only reuses the booster part of its rockets, but with the new Starship, Elon Musk is entering uncharted territories and has promised a rocket that could cost less than $1 million. These numbers become even more astonishing when compared with the rockets designed by NASA or Jeff Bezos, which can cost from a few $100 million to billions of dollars to launch. Granted that Elon Musk is launching some of the most inexpensive rockets ever known, but that still needs financing, especially when you launch one every week. This is where Musk's business sense and past success really come into play. With 2 decades of era-defining success behind him and his companies, Elon Musk has become too big to fail. Billionaires like Richard Branson don't think twice before jumping into business with Elon Musk. Everyone has seen his ideas turn into a profitable reality, so investing billions of dollars with SpaceX is seen as the right business move for private entities. However, this steady stream of funding isn't limited to private investors. Even the US government seems to be sold on Elon Musk's ideas, and NASA has awarded SpaceX with billion-dollar contracts. So SpaceX has billions of dollars at its disposal if they need it. This helps the company test freely by launching as many prototypes as needed without the fear of losing money. And since the costs are so low compared to the competition, botching 1 or 2 launches when experimenting doesn't hold them back. On the contrary, SpaceX has only had 2 unsuccessful launches of the Falcon out of 114 since 2010. Cost is just one of the components that allows SpaceX to build insanely fast. Another major factor in this process is exceptional engineering. Elon Musk believes that rocket designs must be kept simple and as viable as possible.
Possibly the most common error of a smart engineer is to optimize a thing that should not exist.
SpaceX has introduced many engineering innovations to make rocket designs simpler. The rockets we knew before SpaceX used carbon fiber during the manufacturing phase. However, Musk took the unorthodox approach of using stainless steel instead of carbon fiber. This choice proved to be very beneficial for SpaceX since the cost of carbon fiber is $135 per kilogram, whereas stainless steel costs $3 per kilogram. Moreover, steel can bear 120 to 870 degrees Celsius temperatures. This plays a crucial role since rockets have to go through extreme temperatures during their spaceflight. So SpaceX didn't just cut down the costs, it made the launch missions much more efficient. That's not it, because whether it's Tesla or SpaceX, Elon Musk is not afraid of bold design changes. He saw traditional rocket designs as a hindrance. The more complex the design is, the longer it takes to complete the production phase. So his next order of business was to turn attention to the cooling systems. A regular space shuttle has over 21,000 heat shields that need to be separately checked and fixed. For SpaceX, Musk wanted to eliminate this time-consuming phase, so he advised the use of 2 layers of stainless steel alloy on the rocket's exterior. This allows SpaceX to manufacture its spacecraft smoothly and swiftly. But how does SpaceX incorporate so many changes so quickly to its rockets? The answer lies in the way SpaceX develops these vehicles. Instead of working on a full-blown spacecraft, the $72 billion company develops smaller rockets first. Further iterations are made after running extensive tests on these smaller designs. This allows for improvements before going really big, and what you get as a result is a near-perfect rocket ready to launch in huge numbers. These uncomplicated production processes certainly help in cutting down the time needed to launch a space rocket. However, it really comes down to the kind of person that Elon is. He isn't afraid to take a chance on technology and isn't afraid to learn from anyone.
You don't even need a cold gas thruster system. You already have hot gas.
But this is only for the booster, right?
Yes. Although arguably, now you mention it, we might be wise to do this for the ship too. Thanks. Now we're gonna fix that.
Jeez.
Several months later.
I'd say that's like one of the biggest improvements that we've made.
I gotta admit, that was when you were talking about that last time, and I kept thinking about
It occurred to me while I was explaining it to you. I was like, wait, what are we doing?
With a man like Elon Musk at the helm, SpaceX also avoids a corporate culture that stalls growth. Musk acknowledges the fact that if each decision has to be approved by the higher-ups, then it becomes a bottleneck. Instead, he motivates his employees to make decisions autonomously when required. Everyone is chief engineer, and everyone must understand how, broadly speaking, all the systems in the vehicle work. The culture at SpaceX is best described by one SpaceX employee on Reddit. Everyone generally tries to make everyone's job faster and easier, working smarter, not harder, mentally. A closer look at SpaceX shows that Elon Musk is changing the art of rocket manufacturing every step of the way. Behind all these big changes lies only one motivation.
In fact, he measures pretty much every major decision by whether or not it brings the day when we have a self-sustainable colony on Mars.
To fulfill this goal, Elon Musk and SpaceX are leaving no stones unturned. They have already completed building the Starship, which is the first fully reusable rocket ever. With the goal of launching a rocket every week close to realization, there's no predicting how far or how high SpaceX will go. The only thing we know for sure is that the rocket industry revolves around SpaceX. Everyone else is just trying to get a look in.